Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nonsense Rumble!
That's right, today we have another fun-filled speculative combat to go down. Today we've got the very broad and fun category of furry bait. Rick, what the fuck does this mean?
Basically anything that is designed in such a way that it launches 1,000 fan artists within the furry fandom. But we're looking for the strongest.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to do them actually fighting and not which one we want to fuck the most.
Yeah, that's a different podcast. But do you have any honourable mentions for me today?
Yes, my honourable mention's a pretty obvious one. She's been in a limelight for a while now. It's, of course, Luna from Helluva Boss.
Yeah, she's actually pretty strong as well, it being a hellhound and everything.
I think she's pretty strong, but she's shown to not be anywhere near as destructive as IMP themselves.
Yeah, totally. She's more a single person mauler rather than a force of nature, destructive, gun-toting maniac.
Like, even Millie has her beat quite easily.
Oh, yeah, with the axe.
Yeah.
Even without the axe, I think.
I'd watch them two mud wrestle, that's all I'm saying.
Just threaten her husband and she just wins.
Yeah, Luna's hot and all, but this isn't what this contest is about. So what about you, Rick? Do you have an honourable mention?
One that I wanted to pick but ended up not doing because it would shoot me in the foot is Renamon, because I'm pretty sure we're going to do a Digimon one in the future.
Yeah, but Renamon's not even a good pick because she's a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think she's the strongest rookie. If we're picking rookies in future, I think she's going to be my pick, and that's why I'm not picking her today.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. However, I know more about Digimon than you.
Oh, you can't pick that one that's literally a mega and you fight him 4 times.
Well, yeah, no shit.
He's got his rookie form. He looks the same as his mega form. He's just got level 10 stats. So yeah, who's going to be your real pick for today?
My real pick is... I'm skirting the rules a little bit because I don't think they were drawn specifically to attract the furries, but they fucking did. And that is Nicole Waterson from The Amazing World of Gumball.
Okay.
And there's a good...
yeah, she even goes Super Saiyan at one point, doesn't she, basically?
Okay, cool. Yeah, you know. It's cool. You know why I picked this character, even if you don't know. So that's good. She looks like an ordinary housewife, so I think that's why she became furry bait, because it was just fulfilling the plain MILF fantasy, but for furries.
Yeah, and once you're watching Gumball for fun rather than to identify with Gumball himself, yeah, you start identifying with the parents a bit more.
Yeah. Also, even I could outcompete Richard for her.
Yeah, she's into our type.
Well, I didn't even mean that. I just think, like, Richard is just a shit husband in general, and it makes no sense why Nicole stays with him. But I digress. Rick, who is your pick for furry bait?
In a similar vein to your honourable mention, I picked Queen Bee.
Okay, yeah, she was very nearly my honourable mention before I realised that actually Luna's probably a bit more well-known.
Yeah. So she's the one who is possibly... I think she's the...
Gluttony.
Potentially the strongest of the demon lords that we've... Not even that, no, sorry, my bad. She's the only female one of the demon lords that we've seen in the Helluva Boss side of the Helliverse.
This is true.
Charlie almost certainly has a beat in terms of raw strength and abilities, although, both of them are actually more pacifistic in terms of using their talents when given the choice.
Well, it's one of those, isn't it? Like, it's in her sin. She is gluttony, not wrath.
Yeah, she'd rather have a good party and make sure everyone's having a good time, even if it means she's tempting them to indulge in her sin.
Yeah.
In fact, especially if it means that, because that's literally all she's about.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The only downside here is we don't actually know her powers. We know she's got them. She knows she's tough. We know she's a top dog, but we don't actually.
We also know that she's probably a lot stronger than Vortex, in that when it becomes very obvious that Luna is not the best person in that moment, she starts to go a bit angry.
Well, no, it's the thing, isn't it? Because Luna is a real shitty with the way she talks, and that's when Queen Bee is like, "Oh, you want to fucking go?"
Yeah.
But it's one of those where there's a few things we can assume from what we've seen from Helluva Boss. We can assume that that Queen Bee is stronger than Mammon, because Mammon doesn't look like much and never actually exudes any physical threat. He's all about manipulating people and controlling them via contracts and whatnot. And while we don't know if this is just hyperbolic, but we do know that at least one person has said said that Ozzy is the weakest sin, which implies that Queen Bee is probably tougher than Ozzy.
Yeah, and Ozzy is very definitely not weak by any means.
Oh, absolutely not. Like
he's the biggest and buffest that we've seen so far.
It's one of those where I'm convinced it was Krim just taunting because he had leverage.
Yeah.
But, it's also, like, very easy to think that actually, yeah, lust would be quite a weak sin because lust is so abundant. But you could argue that about gluttony as well, because gluttony is quite common.
Yeah. Like, normally gluttony makes you weaker, for instance.
But yeah, when it comes to Nicole, she is a Dragon Ball Z protagonist, but without the ability to destroy planets, which means I think makes her fair game.
Yeah. She's like, she's Saiyan Saga.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Her power probably is over 9,000, but not 180,000.
So, you probably haven't seen the episode, but there's an episode where another character's mum comes back from Japan, and they both trained in the same dojo, so she hates her. They straight up do a 5-minute fight scene that's drawn in anime style, where they're destroying the building, and Nicole can tank a fucking punch.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how to score this one, because I'm inclined to lean towards Queen Bee based on the mystery aspect, but we don't actually know.
Yeah, I think even without minions, I think Queen Bee is probably going to be at least very powerful, based on the fact that you don't stay a demon lord without being strong enough to fend off contenders.
But does she just fatten them up so they stop caring? That's the question.
Well, yeah, it's a weird one where you'd have to be a certain type of person to want to take on the throne of gluttony.
Yeah, because you can't just have it.
Yeah. And I think she's in a really interesting position where she's an enabler, and that's like the interesting thing about her. And her power does not stem from the thing that she embodies. She embodies it in others, and like her own powers are her own.
Yeah, but all we've seen her do with her powers is make herself dance real good.
Yeah, and give people sweets.
And be a real pain in the arse for the animators who clearly had to work on it.
Yeah. And the furry about aspect for me is, oh yeah, you like Delphox? Well, here's one of those with wings.
I mean, it's just a colourful Luna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't. This is again, I'm going to lean towards Queen Bee, and if you want to just say Queen Bee takes it, I'll happily bow my head on that one.
Yeah, but I think Queen Bee probably would beat Nicole. And again, like, this is the Stan Lee rule. If you were in Gumball, then Nicole probably would have to win because they are going to have to keep living in their house.
Well, no,
if you're in the Helliverse, then yeah.
Here's the thing, though, Rick, is I think it would actually be a bit different, because I think the reason why Nicole would fight Queen Bee would be because Richard is stuck in her pleasure palace drinking loads of horribly addictive goo, and Nicole's like, I need my husband back, and Queen Bee's like, he's having fun, don't worry, girl, and that's when they fight.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And then even after she wins, he still stays there for another day.
Well, I think it would actually be Queen Bee eventually kicks him out because he's just drinking but not getting anything from it, and it's just like, he's eaten half my stock, he needs to go. Yeah,
it's like Homer with the donuts in hell.
I don't get it. So-and-so only went insane after 5 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to Queen Bee, but I will put the little asterisk of, we think Queen Bee will win. It's hard to tell because we don't actually know the extent. But, because don't forget, we are meant to be fighting in a neutral ground as well.
Yeah, and so obviously the Stan Lee rule of on anybody's turf, the turf holder wins. So, yeah.
That's not the Stan Lee rule, but it's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. But it's the writer's favourite wins.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Queen Bee. Queen Bee wins.
Yay! Join us again next week, guys.
Bye.